Hey guys, it is currently 1:35 in the morning on May 20th, but we're going to go ahead and talk about the 11th through the 18th. I was supposed to film this yesterday, but completely spaced it, so here we are. But on the 11th, I edited a Man of Darkness video, and I had very low focus that day, so I mostly watched YouTube and Netflix for the first 8 hours of the morning, as per me. I added some end screens for some of my YouTube videos. I'm still working on catching up on that. I can only do it on the desktop now, so it takes a while. And then I wrote 1,378 words in Books and Badges, headed to bed, and added another 1,648 to Books and Badges after I woke up, and that brought my total for May 11th to 3,026 words. On the 12th, I edited a work in progress video, wrote 1,788 in Books and Badges, headed to bed. I had some terrible right eye pain that spawned in again after I woke up that day, so I didn't do any more writing. I don't know what it is, but on my right eye, this eyelid, and you can't see it out here because I always film when it's dark and I only have the light over there on and my tablet. But this eyelid is pink all the time. It's a very, very light pink, so it's not a huge difference. It just kind of looks like I'm wearing a very light layer of eyeshadow on this top lid on my right side all the time. And it's been that way for several months, ever since the first time that spontaneously I just had a ton of pain there. It makes it hurt to blink. It makes it pretty hard to focus because every time that I blink it hurts. And sometimes I'll randomly lose focus in that eye during the span of a couple days where that happens. And then I have to blink several times to clear that in focus, and all of those blinks hurt. So that normally lasts for like 3 to 4 days during the 2 times that I've dealt with that so far. I don't know what spawns it. It's been a while since I've been to the eye doctor, but when I finally go again, it will be something that I'll bring up, because I currently only go like every 2 years to get new glasses, so that's it. But it does prevent me from writing a lot, so on May 12th I only wrote that 1,788 in Books and Badges. On the 13th, still eye pain, so I did my best to work through what I could, and I added 1,068 words in Books and Badges and headed to bed. It stormed the whole time I was trying to sleep, so I didn't accomplish much. But I slept in an extra 3 hours because during those 3 hours it was slightly less stormy. Still more eye pain, and my top lid was swollen, which it hadn't been before. But it didn't like damage my sight by any means. It was just more noticeable than before. So I did no more writing that day, so that 1,068 words was all that I wrote on the 13th. On the 14th, I wrote 775 words. The Y in May is in my way, but I think it's a 5. In adding scenes to Letters from Madman. Edited a May work in progress video. Edited 5 chapters of Letters from Madman, which was 8,402 words. Wrote 275 in the Row and the Healer Twitter snippet prompt things. 122 in Graham. 128 in Z. Headed to bed. 68 in Pim and Legend Valiant Fighter. 144 in King of Darkness. 120 in Untitled Zombie. And that brought my total for the 14th to 1,632 words. I think I still had eye pain on that day, but it was much less than I had been, so I was doing my best to make up for a little bit of something. But I still didn't write a ton that day in comparison to what I need to hit 60,000 by the end of the month. But 1,632 still isn't terrible. On the 15th, I filmed a Days Gone video, did my first pass edit. I currently edit using Share Factory on the PlayStation 4, and it has a limit of the number of clips that you can use, and it has a limit on the fact that you can only render and export the video if it's 60 minutes or below. They let you put 80 minutes worth of clips into the video, but you cannot export it unless it's 60 minutes. So especially when I'm filming gaming videos, that makes it a little difficult, and I normally have to do it in more than one pass. So I only had time for the first pass that morning. Edited 6 chapters of Letters from a Madman, and that was 6,679 words edited, and then I headed to bed, and when I woke up my grandpa and sister were over here for supper, so I didn't accomplish anything until after that, and at that point I only wrote 272 words in the Gang Horror, which were the only words that I wrote that day. On the 16th, I did the second and final edit of Days Gone, which, one more edit. Started uploading that, and then wrote 1,554 words in Letters from Madman scenes, edited 10 chapters of the book, which was 11,722 words. I did a lot of non-writing stuff on the 16th. I cut my little dog's hair, cleaned his bed, both of them. He has a little trampoline bed and one of those dome igloo type beds, especially for winter, but he really likes that. So I cleaned both of those, and then I cleaned the whole room that he's generally in. I still need to clean his toys, but I got the majority of stuff done, and I have been suffering for it because my back, my shoulders, and my legs have been killing me since. But today is the first day that my legs no longer hurt when I'm walking, which is a good sign. Then I headed to bed, slept until around 11 p.m. because I was up until like 5 p.m. And at that point it was storming, so there was no more sleeping for me. And also because it was 11, I didn't do any more writing or editing. I no longer do any writing work in between 11 and midnight. It is my permanent break from, that I'm trying to keep anyway. I've been doing it for a while, I'm enjoying it, I'm going to keep doing it. On the 17th, it stormed all morning, so I couldn't make editing progress as much as I wanted to, so I took a break around 2:15 in the morning to edit a Letters from Madman video instead, which was on the plans and goals for the beginning to end series, as well as my plans and goals for publishing Letters from Madman. And then I finally got to work on the edit, finished Letters from Madman Edit 4, which was an extra 4,187 words edited that day, and I wrote 536 words in the book that day as well for extra scenes. And let me check what day the 17th was. Okay, that was a Sunday. So on Sunday, I also prepared the beta reader questions and formatted it into a PDF and sent that over to my beta reader. She returned that to me yesterday morning, I believe, which was a Tuesday. So I need to go through those now, but that's just a little update on where I am. I wrote a whopping 10 words in Thundering Hooves. I think that editing a crime novel has slowed down writing my crime book progresses. I can still write untitled mystery scenes because those don't have any characters. I don't need to focus on anything. But it seems that I'm having a hard time transitioning back to my normal characters. I normally don't, but I think Letters from Madman has put a lot of stress on my shoulders, because I had to fix so much from the original. I fixed so much in the rewrite, and then I screwed myself over with Edit 3, and Edit 4 just took longer than I expected it to, so I think the stress of editing this particular crime novel is affecting how well I can write actual crime novels, so I just wrote enough words in that one that I could move on to the next book. In this case, the next book was T.E., and that was 832 words, and then I headed to bed. I don't have a number written down on that one, so I will check real quick to see how many words I wrote on the 17th total. 1,378. Not a whopping total by any means, but again, it's still not terrible either. On the 18th, I wrote 428 words in TE, 1,162 in TFL, headed to bed, and then when I woke up I wrote 408 words in Untitled Mysteries, and that brings my total for the 18th to 1,998 words, and my total for the month so far to 31,292. Progress. I'm officially a little over halfway where I need to be. My goal for the month is 60,000 words, so I'm officially a little over halfway to that goal, is the way I meant to word that. Things are just slow. There were some days that I needed to favor editing. There were some days where I needed to favor pain over writing, as in I needed to make sure that I got more sleep on a certain day because I was in too much pain when I was awake. Or I needed to make sure that I just existed for a little while because I was in too much pain trying to write, or because I was having a low focus day and stuff like that. And that's okay, because those are self-care issues, and it's more important to take care of yourself and make sure that you're doing okay than it is to hit a certain word goal every day. Do I enjoy writing every day? Absolutely. Do I enjoy missing goals? No. But is it okay? Definitely, especially if it's in favor of making sure that I'm doing okay that day, or that my pain is prioritized over writing that day, that kind of thing. But on the 18th, the main reason that I wrote an Untitled Mysteries that day was because the next book on my list was PRV, and I don't think I can work on that one anymore. It needs a break, and I'm going to get into that more in the next work in progress videos that will cover like the 19th, 20th, and 21st or something like that, because it needs its own section to be talked about, but sometimes books just don't work out on the first try, and that's the case with PRV, and I've been pushing it for way too long. I'm going to put it off to the side, and I'm going to finally start on Growing the Healer, but that's stuff that's going to happen today or tomorrow, and be covered in the next work in progress video. So for this one, that's all that I have for the 11th through the 18th. And then we'll get into PRV and Rowan the Healer and all that stuff in the next one. But I just wanted to let you know where things were as it stands. But that is all that I have for this work in progress video. If you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated. And if you'd like to stay updated on my writing, my editing, the gaming videos I upload roughly every Friday, or anything to do with this channel in between, feel free to subscribe. All the links to my authors pages, as well as links to social media, are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.